Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever found yourself waking up multiple times at night just to rush to the bathroom? If you're over 60, you know exactly how frustrating that can be. Interrupted sleep drains your energy, affects your mood, and makes your days harder than they should be. But what if I told you that some of the drinks you enjoy could be the hidden reason behind this constant nighttime urination? Today, I want to share with you the 5 worst drinks that are silently causing this issue, and why you should avoid them at all costs. Caffeinated beverages have long been a daily ritual for millions of people around the world. And for many, the day simply doesn't feel like it can begin without that first cup of coffee or tea. While caffeine can provide a temporary energy boost and sharpen focus, its effects on the body, particularly for individuals over the age of 60, can be far more disruptive than many realize. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant, but it is also a known diuretic, which means it increases urine production. This effect places additional stress on the bladder and kidneys, often leading to frequent urination, including during the night when the body should ideally be resting and recovering. For older adults, this disruption can be especially problematic because sleep is already more fragile with age, and the body's natural circadian rhythm becomes more sensitive to outside influences when caffeine is consumed. It doesn't simply disappear once the initial buzz fades. Its half-life, the time it takes for the body to eliminate half of the caffeine consumed, can range from 3 to 7 hours, and in older adults, this process can be even slower due to changes in metabolism. This means that an afternoon cup of tea, coffee, or even a piece of chocolate can linger in the system well into the evening, quietly stimulating the bladder and increasing the likelihood of nighttime urination. Beyond its diuretic effect, caffeine also stimulates the nervous system, which heightens alertness but can also increase bladder activity and sensitivity. This combination often results in more urgent and frequent trips to the bathroom, precisely when the body should be conserving energy for restorative sleep. Another overlooked factor is the way caffeinated beverages are often consumed in large volumes. A tall mug of coffee, a large glass of iced tea, or multiple cups spread throughout the day add up to a significant amount of fluid intake. And when paired with caffeine's diuretic properties, the bladder is under double the strain. For seniors who may already struggle with conditions like an overactive bladder, weakened pelvic muscles, or prostate enlargement in men, the effect becomes even more pronounced. Instead of achieving a restful night, the bladder signals the need to wake up, interrupting deep sleep cycles and leaving the individual feeling groggy and unrested in the morning. Caffeine also interacts with other health conditions that tend to become more common with age. For example, those with hypertension or cardiovascular issues may experience elevated blood pressure and heart rate when consuming caffeinated drinks. This additional stress can compound nighttime disturbances, as the body is unable to fully relax. Moreover, older adults are often on medications that can interact with caffeine, either intensifying its diuretic effect or prolonging its stimulating properties. The result is a perfect storm of factors that make caffeine not just an innocent morning pick-me-up, but a hidden trigger behind poor sleep and excessive nighttime bathroom trips. Even drinks that seem less harmful, such as green tea or black tea, contain enough caffeine to contribute to these problems if consumed later in the day. Energy drinks, often marketed as harmless boosters, can be even worse, packing concentrated doses of caffeine alongside sugar or artificial sweeteners that further irritate the bladder. And it's not just beverages. Caffeine hides in chocolate, certain pain relievers, and even some supplements, making it easier to underestimate how much is actually being consumed daily. For someone over 60, the cumulative effect of these sources can tip the balance toward restless nights, repeated awakenings, and reduced quality of life. Alcohol is one of the most common evening beverages, often associated with relaxation, social gatherings, or winding down after a long day. However, for individuals over 60, Alcohol can be a hidden contributor to nighttime urination and disturbed sleep. While it may seem to calm the body initially, alcohol has multiple effects that disrupt the balance of the urinary system and the quality of rest. One of the main issues is its role as both a diuretic and a bladder irritant. Unlike water, which hydrates and supports the body's natural functions, alcohol prompts the kidneys to produce more urine by suppressing the release of vasopressin, an antidiuretic hormone responsible for signaling the body to retain fluid. When vasopressin levels drop, the kidneys release more water into the bladder, causing the need to urinate more frequently. For someone already struggling with age-related bladder sensitivity, this can lead to repeated bathroom trips throughout the night beyond the diuretic effect. Alcohol can directly irritate the bladder lining, making it more reactive and less able to hold urine comfortably. This irritation often results in increased urgency and the sensation of needing to urinate, even when the bladder is not completely full. Over time, this irritation can exacerbate conditions such as overactive bladder or benign prostatic hyperplasia in men, both of which are already more common with aging. The result is a pattern where even small amounts of alcohol in the evening can lead to significant nighttime interruptions and poor sleep quality. Seniors often underestimate this impact because they may have tolerated alcohol better at younger ages, not realizing how much more sensitive their bodies become as they get older. The impact of alcohol on sleep itself is another critical factor. While it may seem to help with falling asleep faster, the quality of that sleep is greatly reduced. Alcohol disrupts the normal progression of sleep cycles, particularly REM sleep, which is vital for mental restoration and memory consolidation. Instead of deep, restorative rest, the sleep tends to be fragmented and lighter, making it easier for bladder signals to wake a person up. Combined with increased urine production, this means that alcohol sets up a cycle of frequent awakenings, shallow rest, and morning fatigue. For individuals over 60 whose natural sleep cycles are already more fragile, these disruptions can be especially harmful, leading to daytime drowsiness, reduced concentration, and an overall decline in well-being. Another important consideration is that alcohol can interact negatively with common medications prescribed to older adults. Drugs for blood pressure, diabetes, sleep disorders, and even pain management can be less effective or more problematic when combined with alcohol. These interactions can not only increase the urge to urinate, but also add additional health risks, such as dehydration or dizziness. Dehydration, in turn, makes the bladder more sensitive and prone to irritation, further fueling nighttime urination issues. Moreover, alcohol's impact on blood sugar regulation can also play a role, particularly for seniors managing diabetes. Sudden spikes or drops in blood sugar can stimulate the kidneys to work harder, producing more urine and contributing to nighttime disturbances. The type of alcohol consumed also makes a difference, though none are entirely harmless. Beer contains both alcohol and carbonation, creating a double impact by increasing fluid volume and irritating the bladder lining. Wine, especially white wine, can be acidic and further aggravate bladder tissues. Hard liquors may contain higher concentrations of alcohol per serving, intensifying the diuretic and irritating effects even with smaller volumes. Regardless of the choice, the cumulative impact is consistent. The body produces more urine, the bladder becomes more irritable, and sleep is repeatedly interrupted. For seniors aiming to protect their rest and reduce nighttime bathroom trips, alcohol is one of the most deceptive culprits because its initial relaxation effect masks the underlying strain it places on the urinary system and the quality of sleep. Sugary sodas are among the most popular beverages worldwide, but for individuals over 60, they can pose significant problems when it comes to nighttime urination and overall health. At first glance, a soda may seem like a harmless treat, but the combination of sugar, caffeine, carbonation, and artificial ingredients creates a powerful mix that can disrupt both bladder function and sleep. The high sugar content in these drinks forces the kidneys to work harder to filter the excess glucose from the blood, and in doing so, they produce more urine. This increased urine output places added pressure on the bladder, making it far more likely that an individual will have to wake up in the middle of the night to relieve themselves. For seniors who may already experience reduced bladder capacity or weakened bladder muscles, this effect becomes magnified and leads to multiple nighttime trips to the bathroom. Another concern is the caffeine that is commonly found in many sodas, particularly colas and energy-style soft drinks. Even when the caffeine content is lower than that of a cup of coffee, it is still enough to act as a diuretic and stimulant, especially in older adults whose metabolism processes caffeine more slowly. This means that drinking soda in the afternoon or evening can leave residual caffeine in the body well into the night, not only stimulating the bladder, but also making it harder to achieve deep, restorative sleep. The combination of caffeine and sugar creates a surge of energy followed by a crash, further destabilizing sleep patterns and adding to the likelihood of nighttime awakenings. Artificial sweeteners, often present in diet sodas, bring their own set of issues. While marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, these artificial additives can irritate the bladder lining and increase urinary urgency. Many seniors turn to diet sodas to cut down on sugar intake, not realizing that the chemicals used to replace sugar may actually worsen bladder sensitivity. Some artificial sweeteners also alter gut microbiota and metabolic balance, which can indirectly affect urinary function and sleep quality. For individuals already managing conditions such as diabetes, this disruption can be particularly problematic, as it complicates the body's natural regulation of fluid and sugar balance. The carbonation in sodas adds another layer of trouble. Carbonated bubbles increase gas and bloating, which can put additional pressure on the bladder. This pressure can create an urgent need to urinate, even when the bladder is not entirely full. For seniors who may already feel more bladder sensitivity due to age-related changes, even a small increase in pressure can result in frequent urges to use the bathroom. Carbonation also contributes to acid reflux in some individuals, which can disturb sleep and compound nighttime discomfort. The acidity from sodas combined with carbonation irritates the urinary tract and bladder lining, making nighttime urination even more likely in addition to direct bladder effects. Sugary sodas contribute to larger health problems that indirectly increase nighttime urination. Excess sugar intake is linked to weight gain, insulin resistance, and type 2 diabetes, all of which can increase urine production and bladder strain. Obesity, in particular, places more pressure on the bladder and can worsen conditions like sleep apnea, which itself causes more nighttime awakenings. For seniors who are already at greater risk for these health issues, soda consumption becomes an even bigger contributor to poor sleep and frequent nighttime urination. Even occasional indulgence can create noticeable disruptions, as the body's tolerance for such ingredients diminishes with age and makes the bladder more reactive to these triggers. Citrus juices, while often praised for their vitamin C content and refreshing taste, can create unexpected challenges for individuals over 60 who struggle with nighttime urination. Drinks such as orange juice, grapefruit juice, lemonade, or even certain fruit blends that include citrus are highly acidic, and this acidity can have a direct effect on the bladder. The lining of the bladder is sensitive, and when exposed to acidic compounds, it can become irritated and more reactive. This irritation triggers feelings of urgency and frequency, leading to more trips to the bathroom, particularly during the night when the bladder should ideally remain calm and less active. For older adults whose bladder capacity may already be reduced, this irritation can make it nearly impossible to get through the night without disruption. Another important consideration is the sugar content of many citrus juices. While naturally occurring The sugar levels in juices are often quite high, and commercial varieties can be even more concentrated due to added sweeteners. When consumed, these sugars cause spikes in blood glucose levels, and the kidneys work to filter out the excess. This process increases urine production, putting greater strain on the bladder and contributing to nighttime urination. For seniors managing conditions such as diabetes or prediabetes, the combination of sugar and acidity in citrus juices is particularly trouble, some because it not only affects blood sugar regulation, but also increases the likelihood of bladder overactivity during the night. Citrus juices can also influence hydration balance in a way that complicates nighttime rest. Because they are acidic and sometimes consumed in large quantities, they can create a sensation of thirst that encourages additional fluid intake. Seniors who drink citrus juices in the afternoon or evening may inadvertently increase their overall fluid load close to bedtime, which naturally leads to more urine production while they sleep. This effect is compounded by the diuretic nature of citrus in some individuals, further increasing the urgency to urinate during the night. The refreshing and tangy nature of these drinks often makes them a preferred choice, but the body's reaction to their acidity and sugar content makes them a hidden culprit behind disrupted sleep. The effect of citrus juices on the digestive system can also indirectly contribute to nighttime disturbances. Citrus is known to relax the lower esophageal sphincter, which can worsen acid reflux or heartburn. For seniors, acid reflux is a common issue, and when it occurs at night, it can disturb sleep and create a cycle of waking up, discomfort, and increased awareness of bladder urges. The combination of bladder irritation from acidity and sleep disruption from reflux can make citrus juices doubly problematic. Additionally, the high levels of vitamin C in concentrated citrus juices may act as a mild diuretic in some individuals, further enhancing the risk of nighttime bathroom trips. It is also important to note that citrus juices, while perceived as a healthy option, can interact with medications commonly prescribed to older adults. Grapefruit juice, in particular, is known to interfere with the metabolism of various drugs, potentially increasing side effects or altering how the body processes them. Some of these medications may already have diuretic properties, and when combined with citrus juice, the effect on urinary frequency can become more pronounced. This creates an additional layer of concern for seniors, as the seemingly healthy choice of drinking juice for its nutrients may actually complicate both medication management and nighttime rest. Even moderate consumption can cause noticeable issues, especially if citrus juice is part of an evening routine or consumed close to bedtime. Carbonated drinks are widely consumed in various forms, from sparkling water and sodas to flavored fizzy beverages. But for people over 60, they can be particularly disruptive to bladder health and sleep. The bubbles that make these drinks so appealing are created by carbon dioxide, and once ingested, this gas expands in the stomach, creating bloating and pressure. This added pressure can push against the bladder, reducing its capacity to comfortably hold urine and creating a stronger sensation of urgency. Even if the bladder is not full, the feeling of needing to urinate can be triggered, leading to unnecessary nighttime trips to the bathroom that interrupt deep and restorative sleep. For seniors who may already experience reduced bladder elasticity, this effect can be far more noticeable than in younger individuals. Another issue with carbonated drinks is their acidity. Many carbonated beverages, even those without added sugar or caffeine, are slightly acidic due to the carbonic acid formed when carbon dioxide dissolves in water. This acidity can irritate the bladder lining, making it more sensitive and reactive. When the bladder is irritated, signals to urinate are sent more frequently, even when there is only a small amount of urine present. This can become especially problematic during the night, as the body should be in a restful state, but instead is woken repeatedly by bladder signals. For older adults who may already have overactive bladder symptoms, the irritation caused by carbonation can intensify these issues and significantly impact sleep quality in addition to acidity. Many carbonated drinks contain added ingredients that further contribute to bladder irritation and urine production. Sodas often include caffeine, which is both a stimulant and a diuretic, increasing the volume of urine the body produces while also making the bladder more active. Even caffeine-free sodas are not entirely harmless, as they frequently contain artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and flavorings that can irritate the urinary tract. Artificial sweeteners in particular have been linked to heightened bladder sensitivity, and their presence in diet sodas or flavored sparkling waters makes them a hidden factor behind nighttime urination. The combination of carbonation, acidity, and chemical additives can create a perfect storm for bladder disruption. Carbonated drinks also tend to be consumed in larger volumes because they are refreshing and thirst-quenching, which can further increase the total amount of fluid intake. For someone over 60, drinking large servings of fizzy beverages in the afternoon or evening significantly raises the likelihood of waking up multiple times at night to urinate. The timing of consumption plays a major role, and many older adults may not realize that even a seemingly harmless glass of sparkling water at dinner can affect their ability to sleep through the night. This cycle of nighttime interruptions leads to fatigue, reduced concentration, and an overall decline in quality of life during the day. Another factor often overlooked is the link between carbonated drinks and digestive discomfort. Carbonation can contribute to acid reflux, indigestion, and bloating, all of which can disturb sleep in their own right. When combined with the increased bladder pressure and irritation caused by fizzy drinks, the result is a multifaceted disruption that keeps the body from resting properly. For seniors who are already managing multiple health concerns, these combined effects can feel overwhelming. Over time, regular consumption of carbonated beverages may not only worsen bladder-related issues, but also contribute to metabolic problems, especially when sugary sodas or artificially sweetened fizzy drinks are the preferred choice. Even when marketed as healthier alternatives, carbonated beverages can quietly undermine bladder stability and sleep quality, making them a hidden but significant factor in nighttime urination. By understanding how these common beverages affect the bladder and overall health, it becomes clear that making small adjustments in daily drink choices can have a powerful impact on sleep quality and nighttime comfort. For those over 60, limiting or avoiding carbonated drinks, along with other bladder-irritating beverages, can reduce unnecessary bathroom trips, restore deeper rest, and improve energy and well-being throughout the day. Making mindful decisions about what goes into your glass is a simple yet effective step toward protecting your nights and enhancing your quality of life.